So I'm here at the New York State Court of Appeals with Michael Kane from Teachers for Choice. We're just coming out of the courthouse after a very long day of hearings. The cases that you were here to see came up last. The courtroom stayed full of
because it was all us,
of teachers teachers and maybe other city workers too who were supporting the plaintiffs and the petitioners, appellants in this case. Tell us a little bit about this case that you were here to see heard. We should point out that this is the highest court in the state of New York.
Yeah, it is. So Jimmy Wagner was the attorney. He was representing Rachel Maniscalco and other plaintiffs, specifically for tenured teachers. Tenured teachers have the right to due process before being removed from their position. And because of that, when the vaccine mandate came, over 1,000 of us at least were removed. What do they call it? Involuntarily retired. I don't even know what they said. Fired is what it ultimately is. And that happened to us. And Jimmy took the position that forget the vaccine mandate. Let's not even argue that. These teachers were owed due process no matter what. And he lost in the lower courts, where the lower courts ultimately said things like, well, you were going to lose in that due process anyway. But that's just ridiculous. That's like saying if somebody is, arrested for robbing a bodega, that, well, you were gonna get, convicted anyway. Let's go straight to jail. Let's not go to court. So it's a ridiculous argument. Jimmy argued amazingly today in the highest court. This is the last stop for these cases. We saw that his arguments definitely were taken seriously. I definitely saw the judges take the opposition's arguments very seriously as well too. And one indication is that as I saw 4 of the 7 judges at the same time flipping through the papers to find the opposition's argument. That doesn't bode well for us. But nevertheless, I couldn't be happier with the arguments Jimmy made, with what he was able to do. He has been fighting so hard for so many teachers. I was really happy that we were able to get a bus together. We got 70, 80 people in total up here. The courtroom, as you said, Amy, was filled. I was just really, really happy to be a part of that because Jimmy's wife is a teacher. He's fighting this. He's one of these attorneys like Bobby Ann Cox, like Chad LaViglia, who were kind of just normal attorneys, and then COVID happened, and they had to step up and basically be civil rights heroes for us. We didn't have enough of them step up. And there's others like Sujata Gibson, Mary Holland, have been doing this for a long time prior to COVID. But I definitely have a special place in my heart for those who changed their career paths to come out and fight for us, fight for me. I was fired, for not getting the shot. So no matter what happens, it was a good day. Really amazing arguments from Jimmy. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Probably a couple months we get the ruling, but the courts really can rule kind of however long they want. I'm in a case right now, almost 20 months. They haven't ruled on it, so you never know. But hopefully in a couple months we'll get a ruling here.
While we're here, you have a Kennedy 24 hat on.
Oh, yeah, I do. Sure.
The day after there was the debate, the Trump-Harris debate. What are your thoughts on what's happening with the election? Right, the Teachers for Choice has obviously put its weight behind Kennedy, and then Kennedy, endorsed Trump.
Right.
Where is Teachers for Choice at right now with that?
Our steering committee needs to meet to discuss if there's going to be a readjustment to our endorsement. There'll probably be some form of adjustment, right? Because Bobby Kennedy has completely put himself behind Trump. But for me personally, I need to see a little bit more from Trump. Trump said recently him and Bobby Kennedy are going to take on the FDA, the CDC, the WHO. Okay, that's great. What does take on mean? What is the actual action that you're going to do? Bobby Kennedy recently said on day one, I don't know who we are, on day one, we are going to call a public health emergency to end the chronic health crisis. That excited me. That's a real action. But we don't see Trump saying that. We also don't see medical freedom up on Trump's campaign website, nor do we see it coming on his Twitter account, or for Trump, Truth Social is important to him too. So I'm not adverse to getting behind Trump, especially seeing how big Bobby is getting involved in the campaign, but I need to see a little more. We've been burnt by Trump before. 2017, he set up a vaccine safety commission. He put Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at the head. It never happened. It got nixed. So And in general, personally, I'm not a big Trump fan. I've never voted for Trump before. But on medical freedom, I'm definitely open to being swayed to support him. But we just need to see, it can't all come from Bobby. We gotta have some real concrete actions coming from Trump's mouth. I think we're gonna get it, but just waiting to see that. Yeah.
End all mandates!
End all mandates!
End all mandates!
End all mandates!
I want to say one thing. I'm not allowed to use this bullhorn after this. That's fine. The court asked me not to. I won't. The court has also asked anything with the word teachers on it be turned backwards in the courtroom. And I said, why would you do that? They said, because it's related to the case. I said, this has nothing to do with the case. Teachers for Choice isn't a part of the case. There's no reason for that. She said that's what she was told. So there's no reason for us to cause problems. I disagree, but that's fine. We shouldn't cause problems. We should cover up. I'm going to, however decently I can, turn my shirt around where I can, and go in and abide by what the court said. They also said they're ready for us at this time to come in. So I think it's a good idea for us to go inside.